Now that we have our transactions and project views in place, we can't make intelligent decisions unless we have meaningful reports. Let's select Reports within App Studio and select another SmartView web part. Let's add some reports that compare actual versus budgeted expenses for our report module. We'll call this report Actual versus Budget and assign it to the reporting module. Now let's add a description. Then, as before, we can select our data source for the budgets from our project list. Sometimes we need a visual reminder of our entity relationship diagram so we can get to our data. Here we can see that in our projects list, we have a field called budget amount, and at the same time, I see in the expense list, we have the actual amounts. So, to do this report, I need both tables. Back in App Studio, we need to join these two lists together. App Studio already knows the relationship between the two lists from the entity relationship diagram and fills the join information automatically. Now that we have our data, let's group the values by project title. From here, we can select the minimum value from the budget and then sum it against my project expense amount. Let's also grab the project ID as well. Once we have our combined data, we can then decide how we want to visualize that data. So let's build a chart. We can now see our new data source, Project by Summary, that we just created. Then we want to select the column chart type. And then for each of our columns, we'll use the project ID. And in the chart, we want to show the project budget amount, and then label it budget, and then the expenses, and label it actuals. Now let's set up the drill downs in the advanced settings. We will choose Chart Item and then select the URL as before and choose the project workspace information that we have already created. Let's add in the project ID. We can easily adjust some chart sizing. Let's save and drop the web part into the report page. And now we can see some expenses that are high. And why is that? Well, we see someone chose to purchase a car. Now that we've created our application, let's review visually what we have actually built. So here is our solution and its resources. We can then drill down into the pages, or we can see the custom lists. We can also change the view to see this by modules. If we drill into a module, we can see the web parts that are on that page. And then drill down into those web parts and see and edit its settings. Contact us today for more information on how we can energize your SharePoint development process and enable you to create sustainable solutions on SharePoint using WebParts 360.